Did you know that 8% of all people who find religion in US prisons become Muslim? You see, the US has the highest incarceration rate in the world. For every 100,000 people, 655 are either in jail or prison. And to give you some perspective, in New Zealand it's 220, in Canada it's 114, and in Japan it's a measly 45. You have this huge prison population in the US, and it's not difficult to see why. Under federal law, all physically able inmates are required to work a job. They do data entry, raise hogs, shovel manure, make circuit boards, sew clothes, and they even manufacture license plates. And they all get paid less than $1 an hour. And since the 1970s, private companies have gone into the game, building and running prisons in order to use prisoners as cheap labor and sell them to other companies. And the people that have been most affected by this system are African Americans. They only make up 12% of the adult population in the US, but in the prison system, they're 33%. That's a third of the entire US prison system is African Americans. And many of them see this as systemic oppression, linking it back to a history of segregation and slavery in the US. And it's this experience that brought one of the greatest men in American history to Islam, Malcolm X. During Malcolm's time in prison, he came to understand the inner workings of this system and how it affected his people. He began preaching black supremacy as a response to this, and his message caught on quick. At some point, he had over 100,000 people following him before he soon made another realization. He was invited to become a Muslim and go to Hajj. When he went to Mecca, he saw black people and white people, Indians, Asians, Africans, Europeans, all in their ihram, in the same clothes, praying the same prayer, and he realized that blacks and whites actually can live in harmony. And so when he went back to America, he changed his message and started preaching Islam to his people. This got him assassinated, but the message stayed. And eventually the entire black supremacist movement that he had built converted to Islam. This brought in thousands of African Americans into the fold of Islam in a short period of time, and the message spread to the people who needed it most, the prison population. Today, 80% of all religious conversions in prison are conversions to Islam, and most of them are from that black population. But it's not only prisoners. Think about all of the black athletes and celebrities that have converted to Islam in recent years. I'm talking about people like Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kyrie Irving, Dave Chappelle, Larry Johnson, Steven Jackson, Bernard Hopkins, and even Michael Jackson's brother Jermaine. Islam is spreading through the African American community like wildfire, to the point where it's said that there's at least one Muslim in every black family in America. And as always, like follow for more Muslim facts.